Hello disc golfers, we are scouting the front nine of McCurry Park located in Fayetteville, Georgia. Disc Golf Scout is a new channel and we can only grow with your support. We would be grateful if you would consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel. Now let's take a closer look at the course. Hole 1's difficulty lies in its length and elevated basket location. It's a wide open throw off the tee that favors a left to right approach using the hill as a backstop. The basket is located on top of a hill, which can make comeback putts pretty scary. If you can't make the shelf on your first shot, aim for the fairway left of the basket. It will allow for your upshot to have the most opportunity to land at the top of the hill near the basket. Hole 2 is your opportunity to take the biggest and beefiest disc in your bag and huck it for max distance. A big throw down the middle of the field will likely give you a decent look at the tree line where the basket lies. The pin position is on the right hand side of the fairway in the tree line about 50 feet pending on your approach. This hole is a pretty challenging birdie on your best day and a pretty challenging par on your worst. Look to land on the right hand side of the fairway tree line to find a nice gap that reveals the basket. If you have a big arm, throw a shot that lands in the tree line at the longest part of the fairway to give yourself a look at the birdie. Hole 3 is the second of two back-to-back par 4s. An overgrown creek runs alongside the hole on the right-hand side, and an errant shot can mean a nasty search for a lost disc. The fairway turns to the right and then stays straight onto the basket. The drone flies a route along the middle of the fairway, though there are open lanes to throw from the left and right-hand side of the fairway. On the left-hand side of the fairway, there is a pretty wide gap that allows for an easy approach to the green. Hole 4 is a long par 3 that hairpins back along the opposite side of the creek. The creek truly comes back into play about halfway down the fairway on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side of the fairway is a walking path, and any shots on or beyond this path are considered out of bounds. This hole requires a big arm or a fantastic shot to birdie, but can really muck up your score if you go out of bounds. Hole 5 is a pretty straightforward hole where you can take a terrible tee shot and not have too much trouble scrambling for par. The basket is on top of a hill about 20 feet from the edge, making the hole play deceptively long. Make sure you give your shot more power to make up for the elevation change. Now we come to hole 6, one of my favorite throws of the whole course. A long downhill toss that makes you feel strong, especially after the uphill shot on hole 5. At the bottom of the hill is a creek that you will need to throw over to get to the basket. Another hazard that you will want to avoid is the road that runs down the right-hand side of the fairway. Hole 7 is your typical Georgia pine throw. There are plenty of trees to hit, and running down the left side of the hole is a 5-foot drop off into even more trees. Take your most stable mid-range and put it right down the middle, and you'll be just fine. If you liked all the trees on hole 7, you're going to love hole 8. The hole features a long, narrow orchard-type gap that then opens up to a pretty large green. The framed fairway is both visually pleasing but also incredibly daunting. The local route is to completely ignore the narrow fairway and throw it through the narrow gap on the right. If you hit this gap, there are very few obstacles between you and the basket. Our last hole today is 9, and it is a pretty long par 3. After the last 2 holes, teeing off on 9 will be a relief. The first throw is pretty open, but halfway down the fairway is a line of trees that you will have to navigate. Whether you can bomb a throw or not, approaching the basket from the left-hand side of the fairway offers an open approach to the basket. Thanks again for watching our course preview. Please subscribe to catch the release of the McCurry Back 9, coming out very soon. And now a meme.
Wait. Don't know what that was, but I'll take your word for it. Did I do that?